This video is for those of you who have already signed up for Medicare Part A and now you want to sign up for Part B online. This is most likely the case if you or your spouse are working and you are covered by a company plan. So you took Part A only and now you're going to lose the company coverage and it's time to sign up for Part B as well. You will need 6 things on hand to complete this sign up process smoothly. First, I highly recommend a computer. Second, your Medicare number, which you can find on your Medicare card that you received when you got Part A. Third, your online My Social Security account login information. If you do not have a My Social Security account already, pause this video and go watch this one to set that up. If you do have a My Social Security account already, you're going to need that email address and the password here in a minute. Fourth, you'll need your current address and phone number. This should match what you have in your My Social Security account. Fifth, you will need a valid email address. They will be sending you an email verification later on in this process. And finally, you will need documentation verifying that you had group health coverage through your or your spouse's current employment. The best and easiest documentation here is the CMS L564 form that should be filled out and signed by your employer or your spouse's employer, whichever one of you worked at the company that covered you on their insurance plan. This form verifies that you had employer coverage once you turned 65 up until now when you are signing up for Part B, and this form allows you to sign up for Part B and avoid any penalties. You will want this form to be saved as a file on your computer that you are using to sign up for Medicare Part B online. If your employer gave it to you as a physical piece of paper, you're going to want to scan it into your computer or take a high-quality picture with your phone and then email it to yourself so you can download it to your computer. If you do not have this form already, pause this video and go watch this one that explains the CMS L564 form. Okay, with these 6 things on hand, let's get this going. You will need to go to SSA.gov. Feel free to slow down this video or pause it, as I will likely move faster than is humanly possible for most who are watching this for their first time. From here, you will log into your My Social Security account. It will open a new window for you to do this. Notice that in my internet browser, how when I click Login, it opens this new window. Do not close the first window. This tutorial shows logging in with login.gov. If you signed up for a My Social Security account a different way with id.me or something else, use the option that you used to set up your account. Once you have logged in, go back to that first SSA.gov window that we started on before we had logged into our My Social Security account. Now you'll hover over the Medicare tab and click on Sign Up for Benefits. On this next page, you will scroll down to where it says Sign Up for Part B Only and click Get Started. Next, you will scroll down to the box that says Submit an Application and click Start Application. Again, Medicare is an individual plan, so if you or your spouse both need to do this, you will each complete this process individually. You can't both sign up at the same time under the same My Social Security account. Okay, please pay attention to this next page. This process is for those of you who qualify to sign up for Part B because of a special enrollment period. For example, you are 65 or older and you have been covered by a group health plan through your employer or your spouse's employer, and that coverage is ending. To complete this application, you are going to need those items that we already listed off that are shown here. And there is this big, bold, important section that people usually ignore just to get this over with. This is telling you that you are going to be digitally signing something, and this application will not be processed until you complete the digital signing experience that will involve an email being sent to you from ecosign@ecosign.com to the valid email address that you're going to give later. The best internet browsers to use here are Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. You may have some different looks or usability issues if you are using a different browser like Safari, Internet Explorer, or Firefox. If you can, use Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. Okay, scroll down, click the box that says you understand and agree to the above statement, at which point the blue Start Application button will appear and you will click that. What comes up next is the digital version of what is called the CMS 40B form, which we will now fill out online. Click the blue Continue button. Next, click the blue Start button over here on the left. It will take you to the first field in the form that you will need to fill out, which is your Medicare number that you can find on your Medicare card. Do not include the dashes, just type in the letters and the numbers. You will check the box that says, yes, you do wish to sign up for Medicare Part B. Now, put in your last name, first name, and middle name as it appears on your Medicare card. Put in your mailing address that should match what you have on your My Social Security account as well as your phone number. This remark box is very important. This is where you will put your desired Medicare Part B coverage start date. This is important because if you are filling this out a couple of months before you've lost your benefits from work, you will want to put a month in the future that corresponds to when you would need to start your Medicare Part B, preferably the first of the month following when your employer benefits turn off. For example, if I have coverage through work up until May 31st, that means that I don't have any coverage starting on June 1st, which is when I would want my Medicare Part B to begin. Medicare always starts on the first of the month, so you put that you want the start date to be the first of whatever month works for you so that you do not have a lapse in healthcare coverage from your employer up until Medicare. You most likely do not want to put a Medicare Part B start date that includes the month or months that you also have employer coverage, because then you're paying for both your employer coverage and Medicare Part B, which means you're probably paying more than you need to. Once you have that done, Section B is your employer's information. Use the information that your employer used to fill out the CMS L564 form that you have handy for this section with the employer name and address. The person who needs Part B to start is the applicant. Since you are watching this, I'm going to assume that you are the one applying for Part B, so put your name in the applicant box. The employee's name could be yours if you are the one who is working and getting healthcare coverage through your work, or it could be your spouse's name if your spouse is the one who is working and your spouse's company has you on the benefits. The point here is that you may have your name as both the applicant or the employee, or you could be the applicant and your spouse could be the employee. Make sure you put the correct Social Security number in for you and or your spouse where appropriate. If you are watching this because your spouse needs to sign up for Part B and you are helping him or her, then whoever needs Part B will be the applicant's name. Whoever is actively working is the employee, and you put their name as the employee name. Section C is also going to be using the information filled out for you by your employer on the CMS L564 form. That form will have all of this information. If you are currently still covered by an employer group plan, mark yes, even if that coverage is ending in the next couple of weeks, as an example. If you are no longer covered by a group plan, meaning that coverage has ended, you would mark no. For most people, you're still covered by the plan as you are filling out this form because you are signing up for Part B while still working. If you mark yes, put in the date that your employer coverage began. Again, this will be on your CMS L564 form that your employer filled out for you. Follow the month and year format that's listed here. The next question is, has the coverage ended? If it has, put the date that it ended. Again, this would be on your CMS L564 form that your employer filled out. If you are still covered by this company insurance plan while filling out this form, mark no. Question 5 asks when you or your spouse worked for the company currently providing you with coverage. Again, this will be on the CMS L564 form your employer filled out for you, so match those dates. If you or your spouse worked at multiple employers when you were past the age of 65 years old, you will need multiple CMS L564 forms that have dates that cover when you turn 65 up until now when you are signing up to avoid penalties. Next, you will upload the CMS L564 form or forms by clicking in the box and then finding the file on your computer to attach it to this form. If you have multiple CMS L564 forms to attach, you can do so in the second box, or if you just have one, you only need to upload one. Again, I'm repeating myself here. Medicare is an individual plan, so if you and your spouse both need to sign up for Part B, you will each complete this process individually, and you will each have a CMS L564 form filled out for you. If you are not the one working for the employer, on that CMS form, it is similar to the idea that we did earlier where it lists the applicant name and the employee name. The point is that John will have a CMS L564 form with his name as the applicant, and Jane will also need one with her name as the applicant if you are a couple signing up for Part B. You can't both sign up under the same My Social Security account or the same CMS L564 form. Okay, you will electronically sign in the last box on this form. It will open up a pop-up where you will type out your name and then click Apply. Then a blue button will appear that says, click to sign. Click that. Now you will enter a valid email address for you. Make sure it works. Make sure that you spell it right. You have one last step to finish up this process, and it is through an email that will be sent to this email address that you're going to put in here. We highlighted the importance of this earlier with the big, bold, important part. Type in your email and click the Click to Sign button. Now you will go to your email account, open the message, in our case it was from Adobe Sign, to confirm your signature on the Medicare Part B online application. Scroll down and click on the words Confirm My Email Address. You will get a message saying your e-signing of the Medicare Part B online application has been verified and you are done with the application. You will receive a new Medicare card in the mail that has both Part A and Part B on it. Look for that in the mail and don't throw it away. Timing is kind of all over the place here. The most recent family friend who helped us with this saw their card arrive in about 2 weeks. Yours may be shorter, it may be longer. It's most likely not going to be shorter. If you have any problems along the way here where it doesn't allow you to continue or move on, the Social Security Administration is who is in charge of this application process. I can't bypass any error messages for you. If you have issues, you will need to contact the Social Security Administration by phone and handle that over the phone or schedule an appointment to go into your local office. But hopefully everything went as smoothly for you as it did for this tutorial, and you will see your new Medicare card and be ready to go. Once you have both Part A and Part B in place, you're now ready to get a supplement plan and a drug plan, or an Advantage plan if you're considering either of these paths. If you'd like help with either of those, this video right here is really good at comparing the two routes and how they differ from each other. And then my email is in the description, or you can go to theretirementnerds.com to reach out to us if you would like our help. I appreciate you making it this far. Be sure to check out the description of this video for more useful form tutorials, and I will see you in the next video.